In the vast history of Dragon Ball villains, there is a clear pattern of escalation. We started with King Piccolo, a demon who wanted to rule the world. We moved to Frieza, a tyrant who wanted to rule the universe. We escalated to Cell, a biological weapon who wanted to prove he was perfect. All of these villains had desires, they had egos, they had plans, you could talk to them, you could reason with them, you could understand what they wanted. But then came the final villain of the Z era. A villain who had no plan, a villain who had no ego, a villain who did not want to rule anything because he did not understand the concept of ruling. He only understood destruction. This is the nightmare of Kid Buu, and the most terrifying thing about him isn't his power level, it is his origin. For decades, fans believed that the wizard Bibidi created Majin Buu. But the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, revealed a secret piece of lore that changes everything. Bibidi didn't create him. Buu has existed since the beginning of time. He is a primordial force of entropy that cycles between sleeping and destroying. Today, we are going to analyze the horror of the entity that was never born, why his silence is more terrifying than any monologue, and why he represents the end of history for the Dragon Ball universe. To understand the true horror of Kid Buu, we first have to deconstruct the myth of his creation. In the anime, we are told that the evil wizard Bibidi used magic to synthesize Majin Buu. This frames Buu as a tool, a golem created by a master. It implies that there is a logic to his existence. If he was made, he can be unmade. If he has a master, he can be controlled. But the retconned lore reveals a much darker truth. Buu is as old as the universe itself. He is a manifestation of the evil and chaos that naturally accumulates in the cosmos. He is not a biological organism, he is a force of nature. This is why he cannot be killed by conventional means. You can kill a man, you can kill an alien, you can even kill a god. But how do you kill a hurricane? How do you kill an earthquake? Kid Buu is the physical embodiment of the universe trying to destroy itself. Bibidi didn't build a bomb, he just found the detonator. This distinction is crucial because it recontextualizes the entire Buu saga. The Supreme Kais, the gods of creation, were not fighting a wizard's pet. They were fighting a fundamental constant of reality. This explains why the Supreme Kais were so traumatized. We see Shin, the Eastern Supreme Kai, literally trembling with fear at the mere mention of Buu. Shin has seen galaxies die, he has seen the rise and fall of civilizations, he should be fearless. But he is terrified because he knows what Buu actually is. He knows that Buu is the anti-life. The Supreme Kais create life, and Buu exists solely to extinguish it. It is a cosmic balance that had swung too far in the wrong direction. Let's talk about the concept of de-evolution. Usually in anime, villains transform into larger, more complex, and more intelligent forms. Frieza starts small and gets bigger mostly. Cell starts as a bug and becomes a handsome man. But Buu works backward. We are introduced to Fat Buu first. Fat Buu is childlike, naive, and capable of love. He heals a blind boy. He plays with a dog. He is dangerous, yes, but he has a soul. Then we get Super Buu. Super Buu is intelligent, articulate, and has a complex personality because he has absorbed people. He has the intelligence of Piccolo and the ego of Gotenks. But the final form, Kid Buu, is the smallest. He is the quietest. He is the simplest. This is a terrifying subversion of the trope. By stripping away the absorptions, by removing the influence of the Grand Supreme Kai, Piccolo, Gohan, and Gotenks, we are not left with a weak base form. We are left with the core. The raw, unfiltered, concentrated evil. Kid Buu is what happens when you remove all the humanity from the monster. He is the ID in its purest form. The silence of Kid Buu is his most effective horror trait. Super Buu loved to talk. He loved to taunt Gohan. He loved to explain how much stronger he was. Kid Buu barely speaks, he screams, he grunts. He beats his chest like a gorilla. When he does speak, it is usually just a single word or a laugh. This lack of language signifies a lack of reason. You cannot bargain with Kid Buu, you cannot beg for mercy, you cannot trick him. In the fight with Goku and Vegeta on the sacred world of the Kais, there is no banter from Buu's side. There is just relentless, high-speed aggression. It feels like fighting a wild animal that has the power to blow up a galaxy. This shifts the genre of the fight from a martial arts duel to survival horror. Goku isn't trying to win a tournament, he is trying to survive a natural disaster. We have to analyze the scene where he destroys the Earth. This is arguably the most shocking moment in Dragon Ball Z. Villains always threaten to destroy the Earth. Vegeta threatened it in the Saiyan saga. Frieza threatened it on Namek. Cell threatened it in the Cell games. It is the classic stakes-raising trope. We, the audience, are conditioned to believe that the heroes will stop it at the last second. But Kid Buu doesn't threaten. He doesn't give a speech about his power. He doesn't start a countdown. He just raises his hand and fires. It happens so fast that Goku and Vegeta barely have time to react. The suddenness of it is what makes it so scary. 1 second the Earth is there, and the next second it is gone. Billions of lives, the entire history of the series, all the friends and family erased in an instant of casual violence. Kid Buu didn't do it out of hatred. He didn't do it to prove a point. He did it because he was bored. He did it the same way a child knocks over a tower of blocks. To him, the Earth was just an obstacle in his line of sight. This creates a level of hopelessness that we hadn't felt since the Frieza saga. When the Earth explodes, the safety net is gone. The Dragon Balls are gone. The Senzu beans are gone. Goku and Vegeta are stranded in the realm of the gods with no backup plan. This isolation is a key component of horror. They are trapped in a cage with a tiger. The setting of the final battle, the sacred world of the Kais, is beautiful, lush, and divine. It creates a stark contrast with the brutality of the fight. Seeing this pink demon tear up the grass and the lakes of heaven itself feels like a violation of the natural order. It is a visual representation of chaos invading order. Let's discuss the regeneration factor. We saw regeneration with Piccolo and Cell, but it had limits. If you destroyed Cell's core, he died. If you drained Piccolo's energy, he couldn't regenerate. Kid Buu's regeneration is infinite. He is made of magic smoke and gum. You can blow him into dust, and the dust will just laugh at you and reform. During the fight, there is a moment where Vegeta blasts him into 1,000 pieces. Vegeta is panting, exhausted, thinking he has bought some time. And then in the background, the pink blobs just casually slide back together. It is demoralizing. How do you fight an enemy that takes 0 damage? It turns the battle into an endurance test that the heroes are destined to lose. Goku openly admits that even at Super Saiyan 3, he is burning energy faster than he can hurt Buu. Buu doesn't get tired, he doesn't get hurt, he doesn't get scared, he just keeps coming. It is the zombie trope amplified to a cosmic scale. The choreography of Kid Buu's fighting style also reflects his chaotic nature. Most Dragon Ball characters fight with martial arts. They use stances, they use logic. Kid Buu fights like a lunatic. He bites. He stretches his limbs to unnatural lengths. He rolls into a ball and bounces around like a pinball. He detaches his own arm to use as a weapon. His movements are unpredictable because they are irrational. Goku, a martial arts master who has trained for decades, struggles to read Buu's movements because there is nothing to read. There is no technique. There is only impulse. This makes Buu the antithesis of everything Goku stands for. Goku represents the discipline of self-improvement. Buu represents the anarchy of destruction. There is a fascinating psychological element to Vegeta's role in this fight. Just episodes prior, we saw Majin Vegeta sacrifice himself to kill Fat Buu. Now, Vegeta has to face an even stronger version of the monster that made his sacrifice meaningless. This is a cruel twist of fate. Vegeta has to confront the reality that his grand gesture accomplished nothing. But instead of breaking him, this realization solidifies his redemption. When he watches Goku fight Kid Buu, he finally admits the truth. You are number one. He realizes that Goku isn't fighting to be better than others. He is fighting to push his own limits. But more importantly, Vegeta realizes the sheer insanity of what they are up against. He steps in to fight Kid Buu not because he thinks he can win, but to buy Goku time. He knows he is going to be used as a punching bag. He knows he is going to be tortured. And Kid Buu does torture him. He strangles him, blasts him, and humiliates him. Yet Vegeta keeps standing up. This is the human spirit standing up against the cosmic void. It is the most heroic Vegeta has ever been, precisely because the enemy is so insurmountable. We also have to touch on the Hercule-Satan factor. It is one of the brilliant writing choices by Toriyama. In a battle between gods and monsters, the most important character ends up being the normal human with no powers. Kid Buu stops attacking Hercule. Why? Because inside Kid Buu there is still a tiny fragment of Fat Buu. The memories of Hercule and the dog are the only thing that stops the pure evil. It suggests that even in a being of pure entropy, kindness can leave a mark. It is a small glimmer of hope in an otherwise dark arc, but when Kid Buu spits out Fat Buu, he removes that weakness. He purges the last bit of humanity left in his system. This is the moment he becomes truly unstoppable. He cuts the last thread of empathy. The climax of the fight involving the spirit bomb is the only way this story could have ended. A normal Kai blast wouldn't work. A Kamehameha wouldn't work, because those are just energy. To destroy a being of negative energy, you need positive energy. The spirit bomb gathers the life force of the universe. It gathers the hope of the people. It is a metaphysical weapon. It is the universe rejecting the cancer that is Kid Buu. The fact that they need the energy of the Earthlings, the very people Buu killed, is poetic justice. The victims are the ones who deliver the killing blow. When Goku is pushing the spirit bomb, he says something very important. He says, "I hope you come back as a good person. I want to fight you again." This line encapsulates Goku's character, but it also highlights the tragedy of Buu. Buu wasn't evil in the sense that he chose to be evil. He was evil because that is what he was made of. He was a force of nature. Goku recognizes that if this power were directed correctly, it could be something amazing. He respects the strength of the monster. This leads to the creation of Oob, proving that the universe listens to Goku. The anti-life is reincarnated as a protector of life. Let's look at the visual design of Kid Buu one last time. He looks like a child. He is small, pink, and wears baggy pants. It is a disarming design. If you saw him on the street, you wouldn't think he was the destroyer of worlds. This contrast is a staple of Toriyama's horror. Real monsters don't look like monsters. They look innocent. The way his eyes go wide when he is excited, the steam that pours out of the holes in his head when he is angry, it is biological horror designed to look like a cartoon. It creates a cognitive dissonance. You are laughing at his silly faces while he is ripping a hole in the fabric of reality. In modern Dragon Ball Super lore, we learn about the gods of destruction like Beerus. Beerus destroys planets as a job. It is his duty to maintain balance. Kid Buu is essentially a wild god of destruction. He does the same thing as Beerus, but without the discipline, without the angel attendant, and without the mandate. He is destruction without purpose. This makes him a threat even to the gods. If Buu had been allowed to rampage unchecked, he would have eventually wiped out all life, leaving the universe a barren wasteland. He is the ultimate bad end scenario for the franchise. The legacy of Kid Buu is that he represents the absolute peak of the Z-era stakes. After Frieza's politics and Cell's games, we needed something primal. We needed a villain that stripped away all the talking and the posturing. We needed a fight for survival. Kid Buu provided that. He was a nightmare that you couldn't wake up from. He was the monster under the bed that actually ate the whole house. So when you watch the final episodes of Dragon Ball Z, look past the pink skin and the silly noises. Look at the eyes. There is nothing behind them, no mercy, no reason, no soul. There is only the void. And that is why Kid Buu